Hello everyone, Brady here. Just wanted to give you guys a heads up before you watch this video. A couple things. One, there is some foul language in this video, so as you can assume from a recap of a Super Bowl where your team just lost. So if you don't want to hear that, don't watch this video. Also, I was a bit tired during recording this, considering this was right after the Super Bowl, um, and after I kind of thought about it and had my recollection in my head and actually wanted to talk about it. So it was a little bit just after, a little bit after the Super Bowl when I got back home. So I was a bit tired. So there's a little bit of yawning in it. But if you can excuse those two things, I'd recommend continue watching this video. This is just my um, just thought process of the Super Bowl and my opinion on it and what going forward I think how the team is, you know, what they're gonna do going forward, what I think they should do going forward, and how I think they will do going forward. So yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy.
Hello everyone, Brady here from the Brady Brown channel. Welcome to another video. This is a video I didn't necessarily want to have, per se. Um, I didn't want to have it the way I'm forced to be talking about it now, and that of course is about the Super Bowl. So the Super Bowl score is the San Francisco 49ers 22, the Kansas City Chiefs 25. Um, all I could say, my first initial reaction, once I saw that touchdown throw in overtime, um, was basically just tough. I mean, I was kind of speechless. Uh, I was wishing the game wasn't over. Maybe we had another chance. But in football, you only get one chance. So, tough loss. And yeah, um, uh, you know, I think we have a lot to be proud of this season, considering how far we made it, and the hurdles that we've had to go through the season. We did great at the start of the season. Had a tough mid-season on that three-game losing streak, and then to come back from that and um, really excel, I think helped us. We had, again, like I said, ups and downs with injuries and stuff like that over the season. We got through it and still made it to the Super Bowl. But injuries are part of the football game, or it's a part of the game, and it kind of fucked us in the Super Bowl. Um, Greenlaw going down early with the, and now we know that it's Achilles injury. It really didn't help. We had other injuries. We had some stingers. Um, Forcing players out of plays, the key plays, and it's really unfortunate. But it's a part of the game, and it's about how you go about that and how you move around those injuries. And we just, uh, you know, we can only say having Greenlaw out affected our defense and the way we played, and there is some yeah, key things that you can point at that fact, but you know, it's the game's about winning and losing, and this one we lost. Like I said about our previous wins against the Packers and Lions, and I told people, I mean, there's 60 minutes of football, and you have to play all 60 minutes in order to win. And talking about the tight wins that we had, but again, another tight, you know, game for us. But we weren't prepared to play 65 minutes of football. Quite frankly, I think I don't want to put it lightly, but we had a horrific third quarter. We didn't do anything with what our defense gave us. I think our defense played for what they got. They played all around good ball. uh, forcing the fumble, getting an interception. But the fact that weren't able to capitalize off of that really hurt us in the end. That's two key opportunities we had, but we didn't score off of them. Um, we needed to put the ball in the end zone more. We didn't do that. The fact that we only got 2 touchdowns really hurt us. We're a team that has the targets and the manpower to score touchdowns, but we didn't. We only scored 2. I think Brock had quite a amazing game. I think for what people don't give him credit for, he did an amazing job in his first Super Bowl. He has great guts, and he was able to overcome the nerve that everyone thought he would have in that first half. Granted, we didn't score any points. Uh, excuse me, in that first quarter, but he really put the ball in where it needed to be. We had that turnover. McCaffrey had that turnover that killed us. But I mean, he played good ball. Brock Purdy overall played really good ball. McCaffrey played great ball as well. He played his heart out. And to our defense, they played their heart out as well. Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Ward had some great plays. Um, Greenlaw, Warner, they all had great plays, but we just didn't capitalize on what we got. I think, it's hard to lose the way we did, but, it happens, I guess. Um, and, for all the, personally, I have given a lot of distrust, I guess, so to speak, to Jake Moody over the season. I think for good reason, honestly. But he hit some key field goals. I mean, he had a 55-yarder, which at that time was the longest field goal in Super Bowl history until, obviously it was beat by the Chiefs kicker for the 57-yarder. And then Jake Moody hit another 53-yarder. So really good big field goals, important key field goals. He hit one in overtime to give us the temporary lead. But I mean, the missed PA killed us, but I mean, it was tipped. So what do you want us to do? What do you want him to do, right? I mean, he, not much you can do when it was a collapse at the line and they were able to get a hand in there, and you could have said he could have got it off faster, but I mean, what are you gonna do, right? So they were able to get a hand on it and tip it, and it was unfortunate. I mean, yeah, that cost us. That cost us quite a bit, not being up that extra point. I mean, that forced the Kansas City to only have to put up the field goal number and force an overtime, and but what are you gonna do? We got the ball first in overtime. We had a chance to put the ball in the end zone, but we just didn't. So you can only blame, I guess, yourselves in that situation. But I think what really killed us was the penalties, and this is where I feel for Brock. And I think he, again, like I said before, and I said on Twitter, is Brock Purdy did good for the hand he was dealt with. He was getting put in these situations with 2nd and 12 or 2nd and 22, 3rd and long. So he was having to work with what he was given. It was unfortunate because that's hard as a quarterback to constantly be put in that 3rd and long situation, and so and I think he did pretty good in trying to keep the ball alive, using his feet. And I think what we saw today, and we've seen this postseason, with him really stepping up. So going to that I was at that Ravens game, and I saw a scared quarterback, and I think a lot of people saw that, and that's where you see a lot of the haters. They really increased during that time when he had 4 or 4 picks. Excuse me. He had 4 picks. He was really scared. He was uncomfortable in the pocket. You can blame that on the loss of Williams on the line and just the struggling O line during that game. But he was scared. And, he had some misreads and he was putting the ball probably where he shouldn't be putting it. But, you know, I'm going to give him props and a lot of props. He learned from that. And he really excelled in putting the ball where it needed to be put, or at least in out of harm's way, whether it be throwing it out when needed, or throwing it out of play, or using his legs. He used his legs a lot more during this postseason, and I want to give him credit for that because I think he did really well, and he gave the 49ers a fighting chance all the way till the end. So I'm proud of that. I'm proud of my quarterback, and I can't wait to see more ball being played by him next season. McCaffrey, you only can give him the utmost credit for his effort and his hustle this season. He's just a beast, and I'm grateful that he is on my team. You know, um, I don't know of any contract changes for McCaffrey, so I assume he's on their team. He's playing with us another season. Not for sure exactly what his contract is with us, but here's to another fiery season for him next season. Jennings did amazing for what the situations that he was put in this during this game. He had the 10-yard pass for the touchdown, for our first touchdown, and then he had some great catches throughout the game and some clutch catches. But McCaffrey is great. I'd like to see um, Kittle be targeted more. He and that's what the announcer said, and I agreed with them. In order for our offense to get really started, we needed Kittle to be in the mix. But look at the stats. He only had 2 receptions and for 4 yards, and he wasn't targeted very much at all this game. So we just needed to put more players in the mix. When it came to targets, we didn't. So that kind of showed on our offensive, our position. But Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, Chase Young, Armstead, and Ward, Greenlaw for how long he was in there. Our defense did, I think, a great job. And Brown with the pick, and he almost had a second one too. But it was kind of thrown just a little out of his reach. But I think our defense did really well. They had to play some extra ball at the end, which a lot of pressure was put on them to stop the touchdown at the end. And injuries on the defensive side really impacted us. Into overtime and put us in a certain situation we didn't want to be in. But again, that's part of the football game, right? My takeaway is, I think, we didn't play 65 minutes of football. I think that was our problem, and that's the same reason why we won, is because the past 2 games is because the other teams didn't play the full 60 minutes. Green Bay Packers and Detroit Lions. We struggled in third, both defensively and offensively, and it showed just on the box score and on the overall impact of the game. So I think if we continue to play how we did in the first half, and how we did in the second halves of the previous games, if we can mix those 2 games together, I think we will be an unstoppable football team. I think I even after this game, I still think we're a better football team than Kansas City Chiefs. Um, I think we just didn't play. We played 3 out of 4 quarters, right? Um, well, if you don't count overtime. I mean, not playing and not, you know, playing in the third quarter really hurt us to the overall score of the game and overall impact of the game. I still think we're a better football team. I think play calling could have been better. I mean, that's obvious. It's after a game like this, you can say that the play calling could have been better, and I think it could have. I think after this loss, I'm not gonna say coaching changes like a lot of people are saying on Twitter. Fire Shanahan, fire Shanahan. It is a bad stat to have your 0-3 as a coach in the Super Bowl. He lost as offensive coordinator on the Falcons against Brady. He lost against the Chiefs in 54 and now 58. Um, I think there could have been better play calls offensively, especially in the third. But what are you going to do? I mean, again, I don't know. Flags killed us offensively. They really did. The missed holding calls on the Chiefs' offense, that's again. And then defensively, I think we did really well. I don't like how defense changed. I don't like how the play calling changed in the second half. We played really scared in the second half, and in the third quarter especially, and you could see that in the way we were playing, the way we were letting up yardage. I think if we continued the blitz and putting pressure on Mahomes and forcing him to stay in those lanes, within those lanes, and we have Chase Young and Nick Bosa. You know, why are we not just putting pressure in the pocket, forcing them to make stupid plays like we were in the first quarter and first half? I don't know why we changed that. I really don't. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can have different play calls in the second half, written up if you need to use it. But, that's if you need to use it. Come on now. So I think that was kind of stupid on Steve Wilkes on his part. I don't know if Steve Wilkes will stay for another season. I don't think he'll be fired. Maybe he'll be given a head coach position somewhere. I really don't see the 49ers firing him. Unless a better defensive coordinator comes to mind, comes on the list for us to get. I don't see them firing him. I don't see that. Maybe, but I don't see that. But I think going into next year we should be we're again a Super Bowl contending team. If nothing changes in the sense of our roster and we only gain and we don't lose, I think we'll be back in Super Bowl 59 for sure. And the reason why is because I think we're a strong team. I think we're a great football team. We have a really good quarterback, all-around quarterback. We have a great run game with McCaffrey, Mitchell as our backup, and just Samuel when he runs. We have good wide receiver. We have Ayuk, Jennings. We have a great tight end, Kittle. And we have a great fullback. I'd like to see Kittle more in plays. I don't know why we have chosen to just have Kittle block and not use him in our fucking rotation when it comes to targeting, because he is a great player. I think Connolly stepped it up and had a great reception for that 18 yards. Did really well. But, yeah, I think we'll be back at 59. This one stings not just because it's a loss, but because going into this game and going into the season, the 49ers as a team had so much haters, still does. I mean, and this loss only puts fuel in the fire right? Um, unfortunate loss in 54. We're making it far, but we're failing to, the most important game is the Super Bowl. So if you can't win that, then, the season is pretty much a loss. It is a loss. So you have to play all games. If you're gonna make it to the Super Bowl, you have to play. You have to bring your best in the Super Bowl. It's the most important game. But we just were able to capitalize on our 10-3 lead going into the second half, and you can only blame yourselves for that. But it's going to be another year of not say well another 7 months of dealing with the haters. Um, but it's for the football game. You get them. Um, I think what ticked me off the most is just I think a lot of people, and I think I have a right to say it because I do have a right to my opinion. Saw way too much Taylor Swift. And I think we expected that going into the stupid Super Bowl, considering the media coverage of the damn thing. Oh my God, Taylor Swift's flying from Tokyo to come see her boyfriend to play in the Super Bowl. Like that, I saw so many of that on so many articles on that from multiple media sources, from Fox to NBC to CBS or whatever. And I think it's so petty how society is and how the way that we've gone to think that's the most important thing. Um, Ultimately, I, you know, try to sit on my couch. I try to go. I watch the Super Bowl to watch the game, and whether that be my team is in it or not. I don't come for the stupid, petty, politicized commercials, or I don't come to it for Taylor Swift content. Okay, but as we saw in the pregame, Roger Dale having a good time talking to Taylor Swift. He's only just seen, you know, money in that eyes. So, um, you know, that's I guess it's a business, but just as a person who likes to watch football, it's just kind of annoying to see constant Taylor Swift shit. And you know, it's just and then just watching them make out during that post game thing just kind of wanted me to punch someone in the face. And listen, it wasn't anyone in my house. It was most likely someone at that football game. So, I think next year we'll come back as a better football team, learn from our mistakes again. Um, hopefully no major changes because that could affect us in the long run. But yeah, I'm tired of seeing Taylor Swift. So hopefully they break up in the off season. Um, you know, just so I don't see it anymore at all. But you know, I don't see that relationship lasting very long. Anyways, um, she can't hold a relationship for very long. She's too popular. Um, but yeah, so that's my takeaway. Just have to deal with haters and have to deal with stupid Swifties for the 7 months. Um, but I do have hope. We have a great football team. We have great players. We have great, you know, all pros on our team. And I think, I mean, I truly still believe that we had an MVP on our team, but he was kind of screwed out of that to give him to Lamar. But whatever, I guess. But yeah, I think we have a solid team going into the next season. I think we still have. I see us in Super Bowl 59. I don't see any other NFC team as good as us. The Packers did well, but they still need to improve. The Lions, I think the Lions and the Packers are the scariest teams for us, genuinely in the NFC. I see no other NFC team better. The Cowboys suck. They've always sucked, and that's not even all jokes aside. The Cowboys just suck. They're a team that constantly. So And you could say that for us, right? Losing 54 Super Bowl 54 and losing Super Bowl 58. But from that, we've made changes. And it's another unfortunate loss for us, but we've made changes. We're trying to change. We're trying to adapt. Um, but the Cowboys seem to just constantly lose, and lose, and just make no changes. Like what's with keeping Mike McCarthy? He is a terrible play caller. People on Twitter think Shanahan's terrible, but at least we don't have fucking Mike McCarthy. That guy's terrible. He was terrible on the Packers. He's terrible on the Dallas Cowboys. I don't know why they still keep him. Prescott's not good at all. He puts up numbers like 10% of the games. Like, congratulations. He has a great, you know, one single game out of the whole year. And everyone says, this is the MVP candidate. This is the MVP candidate. And then he gets he gets put under pressure, and he just sucks. So, no, I don't think the Cowboys are good. The Eagles aren't good. They got exposed. They got really exposed in the second half. They were just shattered at us beating them. They were shattered. Literally after their loss against us, they were just shattered. They just couldn't win. And when they won, they barely won. So, no, I don't think the Eagles are good. So, you know, all the Eagles and Cowboys haters that continue to tweet on Twitter, laughing at the 49ers losing, can just take that to the bank. They're still a terrible football team compared to us. We are the best NFC team, I think, going into the next season. The only ones that I give credit for being actually good are the Detroit Lions, and the Green Bay Packers are actually a solid football team. I think the Packers have a great team, and they have they can really improve in the offseason and be a contender next season. And the Lions are a good team. I mean, they just show they both teams fought to the end against us, and I think both teams are really good. So I see them, um, you know, stepping it up and being our main competitors in the NFC next season. And the Chiefs fans can. I still don't see the Chiefs as. I don't see the Chiefs as the best team in the AFC, at all, like at all. I think. I truly think the Bills are still a great football team. Poor play calling put them in crappy situations. I don't think the Dolphins are very good at all. I really don't. Tua is just not it. But Tyreek Hill is a great football player. And Mozart, who was on the former 49er, he's a great running back. So I can only give, positive for both of those great football players. But I just don't think the Dolphins are great. But I still don't see the Chiefs. They won the Super Bowl, but I still, I'm going to continue to doubt them because I just don't see them. I, I, I don't see them as this great I don't see them as a same level and same domination as what the New England Patriots had. They're still not the Patriots level of status and greatness. They aren't. Even after three. Even after three. Um, I mean, they played us twice. They've won against us twice. And we've played shit. We played shit in 54. Again, up score at half. Couldn't put the game away. Same with this one, and that's what I was afraid of going in this game. Hey, if we're up at half, we got to put this game away. And what do you know? It didn't happen. But yeah, again, you have to play the whole game out. You have to play all 60 minutes, and for us, you had to play all 60. It's not 65, by the way. I'm gonna correct myself. 75 minutes. Play all 75 minutes. I know I said 65 earlier. 75 minutes. But I mean, that's what happens. That's football. Again still don't see the Chiefs as the great one of the great teams in the AFC. Ravens are good. That's even with Lamar. Even though I don't think Lamar's the best, I'm still a Lamar denier. I don't see him as the best. You could say, well, he won MVP. I don't think he should have won MVP. I think Christian McCaffrey was a better all around player this season, and he was a great all around player from week one to the Super Bowl, or to you know the postseason when an MVP counts. So he shouldn't have won that. I don't think, but I think McCaffrey put up great numbers compared to excuse me, but I don't see I see the Ravens as still a better team, and I see the Bills as a better team. I see those two teams as still the dominant AFC teams. Um, but we'll see how the coach changes and roster changes over the off season. How that changes the next season's path. But currently, at the current situation for the 49ers, if Greenlaw heals and stays, I see the team as in a good place, I think. And I think Brock Purdy is now in a good mindset in the sense of he knows what he's doing. He's in the game. He's made it to, he went to the NFC Championship, got an injury, and we could have went all the way that previous season, but we were just shy. Came back this season, went all the way, but once again we come up just shy at the Super Bowl. So I mean, coming when we were just shy at NFC Championship, came back won this year, just shy in the Super Bowl. You can only hope for that we come back next year, Super Bowl 59, and next season, and this time next year you'll see the 49ers as the Super Bowl 59 champions. But yeah, we'll see how Kansas City does next season. Um, but to wrap it up, it's 30 minutes. Oh no, 49ers is great, I think, this season. And you only can hope for them to do better next season and win Super Bowl 59. For the Chiefs, you know, fuck Taylor Swift. Tired of seeing that shit. And honestly, fuck the NFL for keeping that in everyone's face throughout this ending part of the season, regular season, and Super Bowl postseason. Just tired of it. Hope I don't see it next season. But yeah, I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater. I'm just tired of. I don't like getting things thrown down my throat, and this is the same with stupid ads, same with stupid things that they do for the NFL now, and this is just another one of them. So I just don't like getting things shoved down my throat, and I don't like anything spoon fed to me. And that's not Taylor Swift's fault. Maybe it is. Maybe it's all a stunt. Maybe it is her fault. But I think it's mainly just Roger Goodell trying to just get a few extra billions of dollars. But yeah, a tough loss, and hopefully, come back stronger next season. Hope you guys enjoy this video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn notification. Hit that bell and turn notifications on so you know when the next video is out. I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy.